Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I've been using the OnePlus 6 for 1 week now, and I want to give some further impressions on the device, some more things that I've thought about. I've tried out their gesture system as well, want to talk about my experiences with that. So let's go ahead and get into it. 1 week impressions of the OnePlus 6. I'd like to start with the design of the OnePlus 6, and it's a very good looking phone. It has rounded edges on the backs to make it a little more comfortable to hold. Personally, I prefer more metal look or matte look to a phone as opposed to a reflective glass back, but that's just a personal preference of mine. There is no wireless charging present, even though it does have a glass back. Flipping it over on the front, right away when you unlock the phone, you will notice up at the top, of course, there is a notch present. And I know you guys have a very split view on the notch itself. You'll see in the upper left-hand corner full of icons, and then on the right side, I want to make note that there's a limited amount of icons you can have in the upper right. Now, let's pay our attention to the headphone jack because there is one on this phone, which is nice. You plug it in, you'll see another icon pops up, that headphone jack, and you'll see there it has 3 dots, which I am not a fan of. I don't know why the software does that. You can actually hide or get rid of icons if you don't want them to be up there. I had to do that out of the box, actually. I got rid of the NFC icon. I got rid of the voice over LTE icon because that ... was there, and you could only see more when you actually swipe down. So you'll see there are all of those icons in the upper right-hand corner. Now, in my personal opinion, you get used to the notch. You really don't even notice it's there. You just have to do a little icon management, like I mentioned earlier, and it's just fine. Also, very noteworthy, up at the top here, there is an LED for notifications, which I'm actually a big fan of. They just snuck one in there. And there's a quick look at it blinking green. A couple other notes about the design. I really like the alert slider. I have never accidentally switched it to a different mode. Now you have 3 different modes. You do have to put a little force in it, which is how it should be. It has some texture to the button, which makes it so it's easier to grab onto. You move it all the way up, and it goes to silent, down 1, vibrate, all the way down ring. And some nice designed icons there, in my opinion. Just a nice little animation that switches when you have it unlocked. And you don't even need to have the phone unlocked. One of the great things about it is, let's say you are walking into a movie, just slide it up to silent, and it will let you know you are in silent, vibrate, ring. So you can quickly swap between those. I don't know why more Android phones don't have this alert slider. Very quickly, down at the bottom, that mono speaker is just average. It's a bottom firing speaker, average quality. Charging, however, is one of the fastest, if not the fastest charging phones with their dash charge capabilities. Next, I want to talk about the face unlock because there was an article today about someone that actually used a picture of themselves to unlock their phone. Now, let me give you an example of it. I'm going to quickly unlock it and swipe up right away, and it recognized my face and unlocked the phone in that time. And no, I'm not using the fingerprint scanner on the back. Just notice how quick that actually is. I'm even at a bad angle. So again, it is less secure. So they made some tweaks to the Android Face Unlock, and they even say, before you set it up, this is less secure than a pin pattern or even your fingerprint. So with that in mind, you do not have to use the Face Unlock. It is great. They include a rear fingerprint scanner, which I think is where they should be, and that is, of course, quick and accurate. I am also enjoying the very slimmed down version of Android that OnePlus includes with their phone, including the option to enable a dark mode, especially at night. Much less strain in your eyes. Really nice that they have this dark mode. With that aside, also I will be doing a full review on the OnePlus 6 coming very soon. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified. I want to talk about these gestures, so settings, buttons, navigation bar, and gestures. Here's where they are. You'll see I have the buttons, and of course, I put the back button in the bottom right-hand corner where I think it should be at, but that's just a personal preference there. Navigation gestures, bumping to that. Let's show them off real quick, and I actually used these for about 5 days and had to switch back to the buttons. You swipe up to go home. You can swipe up and pause, and that will actually take you to your recent apps. You can go back into those. And then if you swipe from the bottom left or bottom right-hand corner, it will go back a screen. Very intuitive, very awesome. And I wish I could keep using these. At OnePlus, if you're watching this, you only have to add one feature for me to actually get on board with these gestures, and that's a way to activate the Google Assistant. There's no way to do it when you actually have those gestures, unfortunately. But when you have a button, you can press and hold that middle button, and then the Google Assistant gets activated. Now, I will go way more in depth on the battery and camera. I need a little bit more hands-on time with the device, but overall, so far, thumbs up to both. Battery life has been great. Camera has been very good as well. I need just a little more testing in different scenarios, and I will actually talk about this in depth in my full review. Now, one more thing, the display. It is a gorgeous looking phone, of course, to see with very minimal bezels, which I'm a big fan of. The display looks great as well, especially for the price that you pay. Now, one thing I want to make note is that auto brightness for me it needs some tweaking, actually. And you'll see here how dim it got. This is a little too dim for my liking. So I find that in different scenarios, and I'm in a very bright room, don't get me wrong, but in different lighting scenarios, it just gets a little bit too dim for me. And that's a personal preference. What I've had to do is actually just turn off auto brightness and tweak it on my own. And I actually find that this might be an Android related issue. I think they're addressing an Android P, so it might not be necessarily a OnePlus issue, because I know LG, I had to turn off auto brightness, so it just kind of depends. But I've noticed that if they tweaked it a little bit more, made it a little bit brighter, I would definitely start using it more. So overall, that's about it for now on the OnePlus 6. Like I said, full review coming very soon, so make sure you are subscribed. I know these are very intricate, in-depth thoughts, just more impressions I've had after 1 week of using the brand new OnePlus 6. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. I just posted a picture that I took from the OnePlus 6. All links in the description of the video below. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching.